The northern region stands out for being the largest region in Brazil in terms of territorial extension and for hosting the greatest biodiversity, mainly due to the presence of the Amazon rainforest. The influence of the natural landscape on human activities in the northern region is evident, and it is reflected in the presence of riverside communities and the frequent use of rivers as means of transportation. The north is the only Brazilian region crossed by the equator. Because of this, most of the climate in this region is equatorial, characterized by being very hot and rainy. There are 7 states that make up the northern region. Among them are Tocantins and Pará, which will be connected by the Zamboia Bridge. The construction will put an end to the need for ferries to cross the Araguaia River. But what is the real importance? The importance of building this, which will be the largest bridge over the river in Brazil. This is construction time. I'm Luciano Guimarães, and in this video, you'll understand how the largest bridge over the river in Brazil is being built. The Araguaia River forms the natural border between Goiás, Mato Grosso, Tocantins, and Pará. It is one of the main hydrographic basins of the Midwest and has a length of 2,114 kilometers. It is in this setting that a major project is being built. The bridge over the Araguaia River, connecting Zamboia and Tocantins to São Geraldo in Pará. The Zamboia Bridge, which holds the title of being the largest structure over the river in Brazil, has a length of 1,727 meters and a budget of $193 million, playing a strategically important role for the northern region of the country. This project represents one of the largest investments in the entire region, benefiting not only the north of Tocantins, which includes the micro-regions of Araguaia and Bico do Papagaio, but also the southwest of Pará, including the regions of Marabá, Parauapebas, Paraguas, Redenção, and Tucuruí. The attempt to build a bridge over the Araguaia River began more than a decade ago. In 2010, there was a bidding process, but the project went through several adjustments. In 2017, the construction of the bridge was promised when former President Michel Temer signed the contract for the project. However, the process for the new bidding was suspended for years due to legal disputes. According to the National Department of Innovation, in April 2020, a favorable decision was obtained to start the construction. One of the motivations for building the bridge is to improve the logistics of Brazilian Federal Highway 153, which is the main route for transporting local production, especially in the areas of agriculture and mining. Brazilian Federal Highway 153 plays an important economic role in transporting the agricultural frontier known as Mato Piba, which covers the states of Maranhão, Tocantins, Piauí, and Bahia. This region, which includes 320,000 agricultural establishments, accounts for 10% of the country's regional harvest. Currently crossing Brazilian Federal Highway 153 between the states of Tocantins and Pará is done by ferries. The high cost of this crossing, the waiting time, and the drought that occurs from January to April have been obstacles for producers and merchants. Because of these factors, expectations for the opening of the bridge are high. But what are the challenges involved in building this major project? Like every major project, the Zamboia Bridge faced several challenges throughout its construction. To build the foundations in the section over the water on the Araguaia River, the large diameter bored pile method in rock was used. This system consists of a metal casing around the pile, whose function is to protect the inside of the pile. A drilling machine is placed on top of this metal casing on the walls of the tube that makes up the drilling machine. There are 2 air outlets to the inside from where the solid material will be sucked out, which is drilled by the tip of the drill bit. These air outlet points are strategically positioned. One of them is a little above the drill bit, and the other is halfway up this disposal tube. As the solid material is excavated, the pressure formed pushes these particles into the drill bit, where they are pumped to the outside through the disposal tube. The structure of the bridge is made up of two sections of about 740 meters, consisting of 110 pre-stressed longitudinal beams. How is this structure assembled? First, the entire reinforcement of the longitudinal beam is made and positioned in the metal bay through which the steel cable for pre-stressing will pass. Then, the concreting is done and it is checked if the strength specified in the project is adequate. Next, the pre-stressing is done, which consists of stretching the steel cables with an anchorage on one side of the beam and a hydraulic jack on the other side. As the cable is stretched, the piece curves upward, increasing its strength to withstand vehicle traffic and other loads. Then the cross beams are placed, followed by the small beams, which are positioned on top of them. 13,600 prelage pieces make up the bridge deck. The central span, on the other hand, is built using successive cantilever methods, made with a truss launched from segments and assembled piece by piece. A segment is placed on each side of the piers of the central span until they meet with the pier that connects with the rest of the pontier. Although from the outside the segments look solid, they are hollow inside. That's because what matters is that they provide enough resistance to withstand the load, but without increasing the weight of the structure. But regarding the access spans, they were built using two types of road sizing methods. One of them is the tangent method, in which the road pavement will have a 3% slope to each side from the center of the road. The other is the curve method, in which a 3% slope will be used only on the outside of the curve. The access roads will have 3 layers of pavement before the asphalt itself is applied. The first layer is a stabilized subbase with a thickness of 20 cm. The second layer is a stabilized base made with a mixture of soil and cement to ensure greater strength, and also 20 cm thick. Then, the double surface treatment layer, or double surface treatment of 2.5 cm, is applied. The asphalt will be laid on top and will be 10 centimeters thick on the access roads and 7 centimeters on the deck. Throughout the entire structure of the bridge, 2,200,230 tons of steel and 31,000 cubic meters of concrete were used. When construction began in 2020, it was reported that the bridge was scheduled to open in 2022. However, delays occurred and the deadline was extended. According to the Minister of Transport, Renan Filho, the expectation is that the bridge will be inaugurated sometime in 2023. Quote, "The Zamboia Bridge is currently the largest bridge project underway over a river in Brazil. The construction is already 85% complete. Our expectation is to speed up the process to deliver this project still this year." End quote. In the final stretch of construction, the work is focused on the central part of the bridge, between pillars 22 and 23, which is a span of 112 meters. Another part that is being carried out is the construction of the concrete side barriers of the bridge on the Pará side. On this same side, earthworks are also being done to connect the Brazilian Federal Highway 153 to the bridge. Everything on the Tocantins side is already finished. How about comparing the Zamboia Bridge to another important structure also in the northern region of Brazil? The journalist Felipe Dao Bridge, known as the Rio Negro Bridge, is the only bridge over this river, and it goes from the Amazonas 070 highway, which connects the city of Manaus to the municipality of Iranduba in Amazonas. Inaugurated in 2011, it is the largest cable-stayed bridge in Brazil, with 3,595 meters in length and a 400-meter cable-stayed suspended span. Thus, it is just over twice the length of the Zamboia Bridge, and its central span is almost 4 times larger than that of the bridge that will connect Tocantins to Pará. The Araguaia River is home to the largest river island in the world, Banana Island, as well as other sand islands that form during the dry season. Near its course, there are environmental protection areas, since it passes through two major biomes, the Cerrado and the Amazon. Given the importance of this river for the region's ecosystem, several environmental protection measures are being taken during the construction of the bridge in order to minimize the impacts. One of them is the training of the professionals involved in the construction on environmental issues. There is also periodic monitoring of water quality, with samples being collected to ensure that pollution levels are within acceptable limits. Another important action is constant communication with the populations living near the construction site. The goal is to inform about the progress of the construction, prevent accidents, and act efficiently in possible emergencies. But the project has already caused disagreements with the local residents. One of them happened because of the need to expropriate a 16,000 square meter property, which was located at one of the access points to the bridge. After a legal battle, a compensation agreement was determined for the owners, and the property had to be vacated. Nowadays, vehicles traveling on Brazilian Federal Highway 153 that need to cross from one side of the Araguaia River to the other have to use a ferry. About 600 vehicles use this type of vessel. This is a safety concern, and the crossing can take up to an hour. With the opening of the bridge, it is estimated that more than 500,000 people will benefit. The flow of goods traded in the region will also be faster, helping to strengthen the entire regional economy. The Zamboia Bridge is a milestone for engineering in Brazil. Even with several delays, the challenges are being overcome, and soon the bridge will be delivered to the population. The new structure will successfully complement the important Presidente João Goulart Highway, also known as Belém-Brasília, which is the fifth largest highway in Brazil. Its users have long deserved to enjoy this benefit. What did you think of this major project on our national soil? Leave your opinion in the comments and also leave your like. If you enjoyed this video and are new, subscribe to Construction Time to stay updated on our content. I'll stop here, a big hug, and see you in the next video.